The Cleveland Strangler case is one of the most chilling and disturbing chapters in recent American crime history. Anthony Sowell, the man behind these heinous crimes, terrorized the Cleveland community for years. Stay with us as we delve into the horrifying details of the Cleveland Strangler and the tragic fates of his victims. Anthony Sowell seemed like an ordinary man. Born in 1959, he had served in the U.S. Marine Corps and had a history of violence and criminal behavior. After being discharged from the Marines, Sowell settled in Cleveland, Ohio. His life took a dark turn, leading to a series of brutal murders that would shock the nation. The nightmare began in 2007, when Sowell started luring vulnerable women to his home at 12205 Imperial Avenue. Most of his victims were struggling with addiction and homelessness, making them easy targets for his manipulative tactics. Once inside his home, Sowell would rape, torture, and strangle them to death. He then hid their bodies throughout his house and yard, living among the decomposing remains. For 2 years, the community was unaware of the horrors occurring within Sowell's home. The disappearances of numerous women went largely unnoticed by authorities, as many of the victims were marginalized and their absences not immediately reported. It wasn't until September 2009, when a woman reported being raped and assaulted by Sowell, that the police began to investigate. On October 29, 2009, police executed a search warrant at Sowell's home. What they found was a house of horrors. The bodies of 11 women were discovered, hidden in shallow graves and scattered throughout the property. The stench of decay permeated the neighborhood, and neighbors had complained of the foul odor for years, attributing it to a nearby sausage factory. The investigation revealed the extent of Sowell's brutality. The victims, ranging in age from 25 to 52, had all been strangled and showed signs of severe trauma. The police also found a skull in a bucket, adding to the gruesome tally of his victims. The discovery of these bodies sent shockwaves through the community and the nation. Sowell was arrested and charged with multiple counts of murder, rape, and kidnapping. His trial began in June 2011, and the courtroom was filled with heart-wrenching testimonies from the families of the victims and the survivors of his attacks. The prosecution presented overwhelming evidence of Sowell's guilt, including DNA evidence linking him to the crimes and testimonies from surviving victims. Throughout the trial, Sowell showed little remorse for his actions. He tried to portray himself as a victim of his circumstances, but the jury saw through his facade. In July 2011, Sowell was found guilty on 82 counts, including aggravated murder, rape, and kidnapping. He was sentenced to death and remains on death row. The case of the Cleveland Strangler exposed significant failures in the system. The disappearances of these women went unnoticed for far too long, raising questions about how society views and values the lives of marginalized individuals. The tragedy prompted calls for better support and resources for vulnerable populations, as well as improvements in police response to missing persons reports. Thank you for watching. If you found this video informative, please leave a like and subscribe so you don't miss our next videos.